What is going on? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can hear me. You can see by the title. Pirates of the Caribbean movie predictions. I say this because this is something I've been thinking about for a while, for a long time. I know it's something that a lot of people who are Pirates fans, do think about. And, I'm a huge fan of the pirate movies. I am. I liked, 1 through 3. I enjoyed because they all tied into each other. 4 and 5, I enjoy. I know a lot of people may give it crap, especially 5, but, I enjoy those movies. Those are our pirate movies of today's time. From when did the first one come out? I believe Let me look. In 2003. Holy shit. So the first one came out in 2003. Wow. The second one came out in 2006. Third one came out in 2007. The fourth one came out in 2011. And fifth one came out in around 2017. Wow. Okay. So, I know there's been some rumors about, linked rumors per se about Part 6. Supposedly a title that's supposed to be out 2021 called Return of the Kraken. Now, we know the situation with Disney and Johnny Depp. He is fired from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. He does own the character, though, of Captain Jack Sparrow. Reasons why they fired him: alcohol problems. He would show up drunk a lot and show up late behind the scenes from things that were put out there. And how could you still have the Pirate Caribbean movies without Johnny Depp? Is there a way to go about that? Personally, I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to say most definitely. And what I think Part 6 will be about. Part 6, we did get a teaser at the end of Part 5 where you had, I forget the actor's name. His character, though, William, after the curse is broken, he doesn't have to really be part of the Flying Dutchman anymore, And where we got the dream sequence of Davy Jones. So I believe Part 6 is going to be William. And somehow Davy Jones is going to come back from the dead. Honestly, from the dead. I don't know how. And I do know a lot of people say, well, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies contradict themselves. Especially Part 5, which I'm going to get into Part 5 here in a bit. And, 6 should be about William. About, William Turner. His family. The Flying Dutchman. The return of Davy Jones in some way. Along with the new Kraken. I wouldn't even know how to go about predicting that, because it's going to be a fresh start to another new chapter with the new main character. And if one wanted to, let's say Davy Jones came back to life after the breaking of the curse of the trident that freed a lot of things in the sea. During that, let's say, that kind of brought back Davy Jones to life somehow. Or maybe bring in a new witch who studied black magic. But if the trident was meant to break curses, does that mean Davy Jones was to be who he is, an octopus-like man? That it brought him back to life? That he knows about the curse being broke? That his job was done better by William taking the dead to the other side? Because at the end, when they showed at the bottom, they showed the little rock, the sea rocks, on the floor. Could the beginning of part 6 be the attack on his family by Davy Jones? Or Davy Jones literally leaves William Turner brutal. He can't go. I know a lot of people are going to want to maybe expect when it happens, I need to get Jack. I need to get Jack. We're not going to get Jack Sparrow. We ain't going to get Johnny Depp. He fired from that. Unless they work things out. Till then, who knows? But personally, I kind of don't want to see Jack Sparrow in 6. I got to be honest with you. I want to see William Turner. How is he going to go about this? What is going to, did Davy Jones take back or steal, hijack the Flying Dutchman? Take his crew to hell, per se. Bring them hell. Is he trying to, or did he remain a new crew? We don't know. And him causing terror of the seas. And one thing I can say, the pirate era of piracy wasn't that long. It really wasn't that long. Pirates still do exist till this day, but not how we see it on the movies. Today's modern day pirates, have better ships, hijack bigger ones, money, goods. Really goods more than anything. And they have, updated guns, things like that nature. So if I were to make a prediction with part 6, I will say be about William Turner. Once the curse was broken, I believe in some way the trident brought back the death of Davy Jones. Still maintaining the octopus look. Him mad at William Turner for leaving his post still as his job. Also to have revenge on him for taking the Flying Dutchman. To go about the beginning to see Davy Jones kill off his family. Him fighting Davy Jones off the best that he can. Him being injured in the process. Him saying, hey, I'm not going to reach out to Jack. I'm not going to go find him. I'm going to handle this on my own. Seeing William Turner start his crew because Davy Jones killed off his own crew. His old crew. Stole the Flying Dutchman. Bringing back the Kraken in a new way. Going about having a new mistress, if you will, of more witchcraft and black magic. That's what I would like to see, in part 6. William Turner as the main character for this movie. Going against Davy Jones. Since the leaked title is allegedly called Return of the Kraken. I would like to see something like that. Going about, you have 7, 8, 9, 10. I would like to see a 10-part trilogy for the Pirates movies. So 7, through 10, right? 7, 8, 9, 10 for the last 4. I want to see prequels. I want us to give us a younger Jack Sparrow. Now, this is how we can bring Jack Sparrow's character back to the Pirates movies. May not be Johnny Depp, but have it be prequels, right? And Jack Sparrow's no stranger from the last 2 movies. We know he's been to the Fountain of Youth. We know that he knows about the Trident. And I want us to go back. I want us to pick, and plus it's really pointing that Jack Sparrow's really been around longer than people think. Almost like eternal youth. I'm not saying he's immortal because he can die, but eternal youth. And to the point with some that he kind of goes back to with some strange essence of force of energy, things that he connects to, kind of gives him extra life. So let's go with part 7 and get a timeline of how he got the Black Pearl. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, the Black Pearl was given to him in the last movie on a flashback. Well, if you go into the book of that, the Black Pearl was a slave ship. And Jack Sparrow, sadly, was a slave part of that ship, along with that crew. And this was something he was always uncomfortable with. He was always against slavery. And when he was supposed to return not just the crew with other slaves, but the ship to Port Royal, which we seen in part 1, because he didn't do that and he wanted the men to be free, he did get captured and did get branded. So that's actually a canon backstory too. So again, there's the books out there that explain a lot of things that we always wondered about, things that we didn't see on screen, especially in the comics. So they really fill that in, and that's how the which was the actual Black Pearl came about, right? Because of that. During that, him becoming a pirate, going back a bit more to save his life and to save the life of his crew, he made a deal with Davy Jones. And everything I'm explaining, I want to go into the 7th movie to say, hey, they still have me captain for 12 years. After 12 years is up, I'll do 100 years of service on your ship. Just don't take my ship. So we know the ship got destroyed along that way during Davy Jones, during the younger years of Jack Sparrow. So he says, okay, you got a deal. I'm going to give you back the Black Pearl. There you go. So not only in 7 are we getting a flashback of the origins of the Pearl, it being destroyed by Davy Jones, Jack doing the deal, but also seeing him get betrayed by a younger, maybe middle-aged, early 30s Barbossa when they mutiny Jack Sparrow and leave him on that island. So that's what I would like to see in 6. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be asking about the compass. That, Dodama gave Jack the compass. So in part 8, in part 8, he gets off the island. This is how I want to tie everything together. In part 8, he gets off the island. He travels to a swamp. He's on a mission to find the Black Pearl, but he doesn't know where to begin. And he can't figure out why the compass doesn't point north or where he's going. So he stumbles on to Dahlia, who was known as Calypso. He stumbles onto her, she persuades him, woos him. She, they have relations. She tells him, "Oh, where'd you get this compass?" He tells her the story. The captain died and gave it to me and said this compass will lead me to anything that I desire. She's like, "It's true. There's a reason why this compass doesn't point north, because everything that you'll be seeking isn't in the north. This compass has special powers to point to your desires. I gave it to your captain." And that's how that can tie in to that. Along that, we know that he knows about the Fountain of Youth. So along that way, he stumbles on to another crew working underneath somebody else who goes to the Fountain of Youth. During that time, he gets a taste of that fountain to gain back some younger years. Because of that may throw off the balance how the fountain's supposed to work, and kills the person who he is working under, and and steps up, become a captain of another crew for a while. And that's how he knows about the Fountain of Youth, because he goes back to the same journey of getting back the 2 cups again of the fountain. Also, why he's familiar with Catfish Bay, like we seen in part 4. So in part 7, again, we're going to see the beginning of that, right? In part 8, what I would like to see, the Trident. He knows about the Trident in some strange way. Knows about the Trident. How can I put... He knows about the Trident. If you guys go back to part 5 and watch it and see his reaction, he's like, "I've been here before." It surprised me then, but it doesn't surprise me now, because I know what's to be expected. And that he himself seen Trident. And where the curses that hold the sea for pirates began at. I don't know how I can try to predict that, but, like, him and his crew, they get into it with another crew. During that, let's say he gets captured by some of Trident's people. During that, he sees the making of the spear, Trident's spear. Trident himself. And because piracy has cruel and ruled the seas so much, Trident wanted to set curses for the pirates. Which also goes into the map, which one no man can read. Because in the beginning of that, let's kind of get a bit of a flashback, right? To Barbossa, the woman he fell in love with, his daughter, and the woman he fell in love with, made that map, gave it to Barbossa, because let's say, Barbossa was a person that would study the stars, study the maps before he became a pirate. And then he left. That woman comes back and play later on in this movie, who not only knows where to find the island, knows Trident, sacrificed herself because Jack knows the woman Barbossa had a kid with, and saves him and the crew to get out. And he never wants to go back there again, which goes into why I think with all the drinking that he does, he wants to forget about a lot of things he's seen and done because he can't believe it himself. Right? Going in to movie 9. Going into movie 9, for me, I want to see the beginning and the original pirates of the Brethren Court to capture what it took. One, this is what I would like to see. In movie 9, I want to see the Brethren Court. The character that I would like to see, which would give us that Jack Sparrow representative, which would be his father, Captain T. One, the Pirates Code. Them and all the older pirates bonding together before their families came in, before their children came in to take their spots. Going into capturing Calypso, bonding her in human form, finding those bones. Also going into the fall of quite a few of them, those that did live after fighting El Capitan. That's what I would like to see in movie 9. The original Brethren Court, the making of Shipwreck Cove as well. It's really seeing that, right? Along that way, fighting another pirate known as Jolly Roger. Or Jolly Roger. Really like to see something like that. The early, dangerous years of piracy. The Brethren Court. Have him be a threat. So, not having it just go up against one, maybe two people in movie 9, but 3 people. Them going up against Jolly Roger. Because let's say he's against Shipwreck Cove. Let's say he's against trying to get all these pirates together. He's against having codes for pirates. And they're doing his best to take him down. They take him down in some way. Along that way... Oh, I just thought of it. Movie 9. The Brethren Court, right? Jolly Roger teams up with Calypso. Before Davy Jones meet her. Before they even knew each other. He's using Calypso to want to get rid of the other pirates. And he's against them having 9 pieces of 8 against the Pirate King. Does not want Shipwreck Cove to be a thing for pirates to go to. And does not want to have the codes. Because of that, he wants to have backup. So he's sending a lot of the coordinates to El Capitan to get ready to take down these pirates. Before that, in the middle act, they're fighting Jolly Roger. They took him down. They captured Calypso, bonded her in human form. Then, the ones who were sent to take out El Capitan, we get to see that battle. All in the middle in the middle act. Then in the last act, we get the Brethren Court, the original Brethren Court coming together, the Pirate Code, the Pirate King, all that coming together. And movie 9. Also bonding Calypso in human form and her bones. That's how I would like to see movie 9. Movie 10 should be the closure. One of the most interesting characters to me is Dodama, if you will. Calypso. There is a spin-off book called Keeper's Kingdom, and one of them just have to do with Calypso. I don't know how canon that book is, so we're not going to focus on that. What I would like to see is that character come back, the actress who played her, have it to be where not only was she born in that form, but that's the form she knew. That's the body she knew. And it ended up forming back to that body with her in it, washed up on shore. She wakes up, she's lost. She doesn't know how long it's been. During the time of the first act, her finding out how she survived. How did she come back in this form? Does she still have her abilities? Finding her way. Have her held captive as a slave to Long John Silver, who was a real pirate. Have that be the last remaining threat of the pirates. During the process, she's seen Long John Silver's short reign, trying to bring back the dawn of piracy, even though it's changing. They're sending hitmen, outlaws to take out the pirates, little by little. The extinction of pirates. So they go into hiding, into a cave. During this, we see Jack Sparrow. During this time, Jack Sparrow's getting, his age now is starting to show. He can't go back to finding the Fountain of Youth again. The trident is destroyed. The treasure that never die is now gone. A lot of the mystical things that he experienced are now disappearing, becoming myths, becoming legends. Some stuff washing up here and there to kind of prove something, He stumbles onto a village, and there's talks about dead people coming back to life by a witch. They kind of describe her, and he's shaking his head. That sounds like Dodama. See, he doesn't want to call her close. He doesn't know her by that. He's hearing about Long John Silver. He finds the cave. It's Jack really himself going against these zombies, wanting to free Dodama. But she's controlling the mindsets of these bodies, and she doesn't want to. But that's who her character is. As he proceeds to take him out, he has to take down Dahlia, but doesn't want to kill her. So he does what he needs to do to knock her out. Fighting Long John Silver down to the end. After he defeats him, he takes her. Then we get he saves her, takes her out of that cave. We get a time jump. A time jump to Silver War. Year of the Westerns, if you will. Jack Dahlia lived so long. Yeah, Jack's time's running out, going back to just being an essence of a human. We see them in a museum with the ships that we have seen throughout the movies. Paintings, portraits of certain pirates, of the characters that we have seen throughout the journey. Journals, stories. A bit of evidence here and there, maybe a piece of the trident that can't be proved to be the trident. May even be a replica fake. Who knows? Because I believe some museums do that. Some of the cursed Aztec gold. The chest that belonged to Davy Jones. You see the two chalices from the Fountain of Youth. You see the Black Pearl, you see the Flying Dutchman, you see the Queen's Mary ship. You see a couple of swords and pistols. Just so many things within this pirate, the ship museum. It's Jack and Dahlia who look different now. They're in this museum, But they know the true essence and the stories behind all these. And they know by experience a lot of these things should be remain hidden and just kept a legend and a myth because of the things that they can bring if somebody were to actually find most of these objects or ever use them. And that's when we get to after they leave out to where Jack predicted and once said, Jack Sparrow, the last pirate left. And have him end right there, the last pirate left. Just have them two ride it, not as a couple. I don't want to see them as a couple, but as lover friends, riding off into the sunset on a horse. Them being another form of pirates, outlaws, robbing banks. That. Have their faces on these wanted posters, not by the same names, but as different names. And as they're looking at the wanted poster of themselves, wanted dead or alive, they laugh at it. And that's how I would like to see the end of the Pirates movie. Right there. Again, that would be a total, 10 movies. What I would like to see, and I believe a lot of other people would too. And I hope you guys enjoyed, this video. I'm out.